How did you, like, I talked a little bit already about how I got to a place where I was like, I'm still not gonna hate my fucking body anymore. And, like, what was that process like for you?
I had to, like, to make it, like, I could do, like, 10 hours on this, but it was after I left my husband, who was extremely abusive verbally and physically in every other way, but especially about how I looked. And I was 19 when I met him. So you're just fucking beautiful. You're just a beautiful human, like, period. When you're 19, like, there's nothing wrong with you.
You're an idiot, but you're beautiful.
Yeah, you don't know a whole lot at that point.
You're a beautiful idiot.
But I hated myself by the time I left. Like, I had nothing left. I hated myself. I literally didn't think I had any value whatsoever. And then it took me a long time, to be honest. Like, it took me a long time. And then one day I was just like, after like not eating and not taking care of myself and doing really, really terrible things to myself, to be quite honest, I just was laying there one day and I was like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I fucking love myself. I don't know why exactly. I don't know why, but it just, and I also decided I was going to help other people love themselves. So it was it just happened. I don't exactly know what it was.
And was it like that, where it was essentially overnight?
Yes.
Or I'm sure there was, not to put things on you, I shouldn't say that, but have you not had periods of less confidence around it?
Absolutely.
I just want, they only bring it up because I feel like it's valuable for other people to hear.
I did, many years.
It's not a straight
Many
path.
years. No, I had many years of up and, but there was literally, like, I just remember the night that it changed. Like, it wasn't overnight, no.
It was a paradigm shift.
Yes, but literally there was a real moment where I was like, wait a minute. Like, I love myself. I'm a good person. There are things about me that make me valuable, that because I was just the opposite of that. And it was all because of how I looked. Yeah. And what I weighed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I have had periods of where I still, to this day, I'll have weeks where, like, I'm fucking, like, disgusting. Like, I have those moments, but then I pull myself out of that and I'm like, but your value isn't based in that. And then I work and I say to myself, what's going on in my life? Yeah. Why am I feeling this way? And actually, honestly, just talking to other people about it just continues to help me.
Yeah.
To this day. But yeah, it took years. I spent 14 or 15 years hating my weight, my body, the way I look, everything about that. And that's just, I'm so much more than that.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
And also, you're fucking beautiful.
I am.
Like,
I see that now,
like,
though.
you're not beautiful
actually,
despite those things. You're not valuable despite your body. Like, your body is beautiful.
The physical beauty. I see it this year. So I'm in my, I don't want to say it really, but I'm not in my 30s anymore.
Okay, well, here's another thing.
I know.
Aging is a gift.
I worry about, like, that's somewhere where I struggle, right? But yeah, in my 40s now, I see my physical beauty. I have seen moments of it. Yeah. But this past year, 2019, I, like, literally dig how I look.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
It feels so good to see that. Yeah. It does. But it took me 40
and you're allowed to say that.
Yeah, as a woman. And, you know, Janelle is the reason why you're the first woman that I remember the day. I'll tell you the day I met her.
I know the story, too.
Because it's so, I remember it because it was so impacting. Yeah. She stood in those nude heels in that shop, and she said, I look fucking amazing, or I look hot. And I was like, I'd never heard a woman own that. Like, so, like, and I was like, it's okay to say that and believe it. And you were the first woman that said that in front of me, so thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, how about you, Alaina, though?
I mean, I didn't want to take, like, over for the
but I'd like to know.
I mean,
it's about body image.
Exactly, and I think that it like I said a couple times, it does impact people of all sizes because it all people end up struggling with their size for one reason or another, and it comes back to the culture around fat shaming and that being fat is unacceptable and the fear of being fat. And, like, I was always a slim kid, which led to being made fun of for being slim and I'm not saying it's on the same scale because I know it's not.
Of course
but
it hurts,
though, still sucks right. And it still hurts and it's still like and like I feel like people use skinny in the same tone as fat.
They do. I've heard it.
But it's not considered as bad And like, I guess it's not, but it still sucks. Just don't call people things in a negative tone.
We were going to talk about that. Giving
The
compliments
words,
about...
the words hurt. The words for sure hurt, but operating as a skinny person in the world does not hurt emotionally or physically or anything, or isn't as challenging as moving in the world or being in the world, existing in the world as a fat person. But it's the words that hurt, and it's hurt. And skinny is it's a word, it's a state that we put on a pedestal, but it's also a word that's been weaponized. And why? Because we weaponize words to describe women's bodies.
Or women, period.
Or women,
like,
period.
And
all of that stuff.
And
it's all to make us hate ourselves and spend more money on shit.
And make us take away our power.
And to take away our economic power, take away our psychological power, take away our confidence.
Our social power. Make it so that we're like so obsessed with what we look like that we don't like run for office or things like or
that.
Or have good sex, because how dare we want to have good sex?
And be free in our own bodies and own our power that way. How dare we? Like, it's ridiculous.
So that's why, again, as a fat woman, as like a hardcore capital F feminist, the whole concept of taking up space, I'm like, fuck yeah, take up space. And I'm seeing like the concept of take up space I saw originally in body positive movements, but now I'm seeing it more in like with Indigenous women and Black women and other women of color, talking about taking up space, like taking up space in academic circles, in like corporate circles, and everywhere, just everywhere where those people were underrepresented.
And it's not necessarily or all about physically taking up space, but that is part of it. Because you don't have to shrink yourself.
No, in any capacity.
In any capacity, you don't have to quiet your voice, because you shouldn't have to quiet your voice because you're going to be looked at as the angry Black woman or the the loud fat woman in the room or just the woman who won't shut up.
Man, we have lots
because
of episodes
men are allowed to not shut up, and they're not viewed the
men are
same
allowed
way.
to sit in public transit like
this exactly,
while women who are literally like me, like 280 pounds, although I haven't ridden on the bus in a long time, but in planes I'm like trying
to take up as little space as possible, as the man beside me has his knee on my lap.
Like, move your knee, buddy. It's so true. It's we have many, we have a lot of shit to say. And you're gonna want to hear it.
The other thing I like about taking up space, and the other thing that I think is really helpful, and has been helpful for me personally, is to diversify my media. So not just following people who are like slim white blonde women, following,
and also actively unfollowing,
and actively unfollowing
unfollow things that don't make you feel good.
And I have noticed that in the times where my feed has been very like kind of monochromatic, it's the same type of woman being presented over and over, I feel like I start to feel shittier about myself. And then I'm like, what is going on? And so I have to consciously pare that down.
If you're looking for things to follow to start diversifying your feed, if you haven't found that, a starting place is checking out who any one of us follow, probably.
And if I'm following someone that you don't like, just don't follow them.
But take a peek different. And if there's people especially womOwned itself, we only follow deliberately from that account.
And thank you for sending me things, Alaina, by the way. You've really helped me diversify my feed.
Good.
Thank you.
It's important, and this is going to be a little bit off topic, but I won't dig into it too deep. But when people say, I'm just not attracted to that can come to race, that can come to size, that can come to all kinds of things. And yes, attraction is in part just natural, innate.
Yeah.
But in part, and a large part, it has more to do with socialization.
Absolutely.
And
it's what you've been shown your whole
like,
life.
and if you look back in history, you can see it, because, you know, the most attractive women were the larger women at one point. They were darker, they were slimmer, they were all different things.
It's changed,
and it changes over time. It's not just innate. It is what society tells us is beautiful is what is more likely to be viewed as beautiful.
Yes.
Or you rebel and you do the opposite, which is also possible and happens. So in addition to us, you know, checking out our accounts for people you should follow, we'll definitely include some resources and some of our favorites in either a post or in the comments in places you'll be able to find.
Like on our Insta or Facebook, check those out.
Yeah, always check out all of our other social media while you're at it. That's always great. It's always appreciated. Comment, like, share, tell everyone about us. If you think we're doing something that's valuable, we want to know.
We appreciate you sharing.
We appreciate you talking about us, because that's how you support the people you care about and the people you believe are doing something that needs to be talked about.
Yes.
Even if you can't financially support it, it's still valuable to just talk about the businesses of the people you care about.
Absolutely.
So other than following social media, what are other like active things that we can do or that we are doing to combat fat phobia?
It's important to start with self. And one of the things that I know made a difference for me for viewing, just like as a whole, viewing myself more positively, is actively stopping myself from saying negative things about myself.
Yeah, self-talk.
Self-talk is so important, and just not giving the power of words to the things that don't deserve it. So if I'm looking in the mirror and I'm seeing something I don't like, I will actively try to, and the more I did it, the more it was easier. Stop that. Just stop it. It doesn't matter. And deliberately put my attention into something I do like about my appearance.
That's very good advice.
And just actively not giving it power, and like stop telling other people the things you don't like about yourself.
Which I still do. Sometimes someone will say, "Oh, your makeup looks beautiful," and I'll say, "But my hair," or
you'll say something else.
But it's a constant battle.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it's overnight.
Yeah,
but the more you do it, it really does help. And the less you self-talk negatively, the less it's in your head, and the less it's going to come out towards others as well.
And the less you're judgmental. Like, one thing I'd say is that if you don't think that you can positively talk to your own body or talk to yourself, is just aim for neutrality.
Yes.
You know, your body is your body, and you're existing, and sometimes bodies suck. Like, sometimes they betray us, and we get really sick, or our bodies fall apart or whatever. And sometimes our bodies are capable of really extraordinary things. But
you are not your meat sack.
You're not your meat sack.
I love that. It's so true.
And a body's appearance is not. It's not. Like, the appearance of a body is not what's magical about a body or what's important about a body. So if you can't get to the point where you're like, oh, I love my visible belly outliner. You're like,
because
I love these fat thighs.
Some people will never get there.
Some people will never get there.
And that's okay.
But if you can just get to a point where like, these are my legs. All
just
right.
Neutrality is
Thanks,
so
legs.
important.
Thanks for getting me where I need to go. Or,
and I
didn't
didn't mean like necessarily like, oh, I hate this fat thing. Oh, actually, I love that fat thing. That's not what I'm expecting someone to do. But do you love your eyes?
Yeah.
Do you love your eye color? Do you love your hair color?
Refocus until you can genuinely appreciate something else.
And if you never ever do, like, this is something that changed for me this year. I started, like, the hashtag that we put with our, I've started doing just body neutrality, because I realized in the shop, someone talked to me about, like, I will never love my stomach. I'm not going to do it, Pamela. And then I was like, okay. Like, but really, she loves herself.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, those kind of conversations helped me to evolve. Like, some people just aren't going to be like body positive, love your body. Some people are just not going to love certain areas of their body, but they're going to love themselves as a whole. And that's what we want ultimately. So you can be neutral about certain things without hating. Yeah. Hating will never be good for you.
Just don't give it
power. And I would
power.
say, like, pre-motherhood, I was fully, like, in love with my body. I really appreciated how it looked. I was actively in love with my body, and motherhood has definitely been kind of fucked up for me. It was the first time in a long time that I looked at my body and I was like, what is this? Like, I just didn't feel connected to it anymore.
Right.
And I didn't like how it looked anymore, and I didn't like how I felt in clothes, which is funny because I know that objectively my body's very similar now to what it was before I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I know it's totally in my head, but the other thing the thing that's been nice about it is that I'm not really focused on being beautiful anymore. I'm really trying, like you said, focusing on that body neutrality, focusing on the concept that like as a woman, my worth is not in my appearance at all. So like I can think that I'm beautiful. I can think that my fat body is beautiful, and that's great, but now I have other things to do. Exactly. So I don't wear makeup hardly ever. I'm not wearing makeup right now. Like if you see me out 99% of the time, I'm not wearing makeup. I rarely ever do my hair, which I probably should more often.
And you have gorgeous hair.
Just so that I don't get like rat's nest shit happening.
But we don't want a rat's nest happening.
But first of all, the money I have saved on makeup, I will tell you. But also just the space that it occupied in my head, trying to figure out an outfit, trying to figure out my makeup, like spending time on those things. Like I have had time to do so many other things that have actually had more value and more impact in my life. And again, not to say that like if you love makeup, do your makeup.
We're not saying
all that kind of stuff. And obviously I still do wear makeup, for photo shoots and like sometimes on a date night I'm like, yeah, I'll do this.
But you do it more because you want to, not because you feel like you have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so crazy. Like I know so many women, and I used to be like this, where I was like, I can't leave the house without makeup on. Are you crazy? You can't see my bare.
For years,
someone will see the bare texture of my skin. No. Yeah. No. And it's just like. And now, like, I will literally go on a sexy date night with a completely bare face, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay.
And my husband still wants to fuck me.
Yeah.
Like, he's not hurting. Mm-hmm. And I just think, I don't know, I think that's a really great...
good in your own... that's just, that's the thing. It's just like, it's just throwing out what we give power to. Mm-hmm. Throwing out that negative shit that we've been fed forever.
Yeah.
So, in a positive direction for this, what other ways can we make this better for ourselves and others? I think one way is definitely focusing our compliments on things that have nothing to do with size and weight.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some people say not at all about appearance. I think
find
that's
so
necessary.
hard. I find that hard.
It's
Maybe
I
mean, you work in a boutique,
and I work in the beauty industry.
But I genuinely mean it when I say it.
Absolutely, you do.
So I don't want people to take that away from me.
Yeah.
No.
And I think the thing is,
I really mean it.
Yeah. And I think,
but I don't say you have a hot body. Mm-hmm. Like I just say that dress. And I don't know. It's different.
that's the thing though, Pam, is like, and you mentioned this before. It's like if it's about a choice that someone's made, like a style or fashion choice or whatever. Like, oh, I love the cut. Like I love your haircut or
color they chose for their
lip
like
I love your eyeliner or your lipstick or I love that scarf or your boots or whatever.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with their body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like you're really rocking that outfit, like that's
because you can tell they light up or but
your glasses make your eyes pop.
Yeah.
Weight related
because it is hard to get away from appearance related.
Yeah. But there should be more than that, more than just those as well.
Absolutely. Of course. But I also think that takes knowing people more intimately.
Yeah, so it's hard to say that.
So it's harder to do that.
Met. Yeah. And complimenting someone genuinely could really lift their whole day.
Oh, absolutely.
I love being able to just like walk by someone and be like, "Those pants are awesome!"
Right?
Like, I don't think there's any harm in that.
It's because
personally,
it's because I'm naturally drawn to those things, so I notice those things. You do too.
Yeah.
It's just
But
I also notice people's intelligence and how funny they are and how creative they are and how,
or like the effort
you
they
know.
put into things, or
Yes.
congratulating them on like their success or something new in their life, or
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
it
And
just
if
takes a little
someone's
bit more effort.
really striving, okay, so this is a question I have for you guys. So I know people that are actively trying to lose weight because they want to.
Yeah.
Like they're healthy mentally, they want to lose weight, and they're actively doing so. Is it okay to compliment them when they tell you they're like, when they say, I'm really proud that I've reached this milestone? How do you deal with that?
Okay, so I have dealt with this.
Because
If I know that they're doing it in a healthy way,
Yeah.
so if they're losing weight at a healthy amount, they're not starving themselves, they're not being overly restrictive, they're not like in the gym for 3 hours a day, you know, those types of things. If they are doing it in a healthy way, I will congratulate them on like
Their hard work.
like on the commitment, you know, on achieving that goal, but I will never congratulate
the
actual weight loss.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to add.
And part of it is because it's not about the weight loss, but then one of the stupid things about this whole concept of weight is that like, for example, for me, I have been a very sturdy person since I was born, and my son weighs, like, he is 33 pounds. He is 19 months old. He was born
ever.
heavy. That boy is a fucking Mack truck. He will always be like that. His like I've never been a featherweight. And I've been told by my doctor, like, you know, there's a whole like I'm 5'4", so like a healthy weight range should be like 110 to 135. And my doctor's literally told me, for me to get to 135 pounds, I would have to lose muscle mass.
And that's not healthy then.
No, it's not. And because the other thing is, like, I'm not just built like a brick shithouse, but I'm also built very, you know, like I've got a lot of extra fat deposits that aren't going to go away unless I'm really destroying my body.
Right, and we don't want anybody to destroy their body.
This butt ain't going anywhere. These boobs, these hips, like...
Because you've had them at different weights.
Well, exactly. I lost 70 pounds and my cup size did not change. I went down a couple inches in band size. Right. That's it. Like,
yeah.
When I was thoroughly enjoying weightlifting, I loved weightlifting. I love weightlifting. I have not been able to make myself go to the gym because of mental health, but
you
I
really
was very slim, and I was probably had, you know, some of the lowest fat content that I've had in my life. And I went to the doctor, and they were like, "Oh, your BMI, you're about 3 points off from overweight." And I was just like,
and you're the
have you seen her?
Yeah.
And like, this is just further proof of the BMI system being just a utter load of bullshit.
So much bullshit.
Which I knew before that, but it's just further.
That could have really,
like,
you know,
if I didn't
hurt somebody.
already know that was bullshit, that could have been so harmful.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
me.
Yeah. And what if
Like,
you
did I
what
need
if
to
you were
start
fighting an eating
dieting?
disorder?
Like,
That could have sent you right off the
People
fucking
need
edge.
to stop that.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, and that's another reason why we just shouldn't comment on weight.
Take it off the table
at all, or like things that people can't really control about their appearance. So like even eye color, like just don't, I guess, like just don't
be safe about it and just be kind.
Yeah, just be safe.
Be safe. Don't put anybody in an uncomfortable, unsafe mental headspace because you don't know how to talk to people.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anything in the comments about like that I'm a fat bitch later, like I can take that, but just so you know that people, like when you're out there on the internet behind your computer, like harassing people about your weight, you're not helping them. You could actually be that one person that pushed them over the edge to hurting themselves. And if you feel good about that, there's something wrong with you.
You're a piece
Seek
of shit.
some help.
Yeah.
And if you're slim and you're telling your fat friends, I look so fat right now, and you really are thinking about your own size, and I get that.
Yes.
But when you say that to someone
But
who
how
is
about
larger
don't?
than you, especially, just don't say it at all, but especially when you're saying it to someone larger than you, they're not thinking about you being fat. They're thinking, if you think you're fat, what do you think of me?
Yeah.
And thank you for saying that.
You're
Many
welcome.
times that has happened
And
in my life.
And
And
I know that
Constantly.
chances are your intent is not negative.
No,
but
exactly.
it has negative impact.
It does. It can.
It can.
Absolutely.
No, it just does. It doesn't matter if you don't, like, it doesn't cause you mental turmoil infinitely. It adds up hearing those things, and it causes negative impact, period.
And it doesn't help that
you
person either.
No.
Like I remember getting ready for the bar and, you know, with all my friends forever, and I was always the biggest one.
Me too.
And it was always like, I look fat in this. I look, and I'm just like, and you know, it was always my job. Like, I was never the person who was shitting on myself.
Me neither.
But I had to put in all that mental work and emotional energy into building up my friends who were objectively, traditionally attractive
Society standard
women
of beauty.
and very proportionate and at a healthy weight and all of that garbage.
Everybody is valuable. It doesn't matter what it says on the scale. That isn't at all where your value lies. It just isn't. It never will. It never has. Period.
Okay.
So
wrapping
thank
up?
you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining our TED Talk. We had a great time, and I hope you valued or gained value from this, because I think it's an important thing for everyone to talk about.
Absolutely.
Especially in this new year when this is gonna,
As it's hitting everyone.
Yeah.
And all the companies are spending all their ad money on weight loss, everything.
Yeah.
Just don't buy into it, and remember to follow people that make you feel good, and talk to people who make you feel good.
And be around people who make you feel good.
And think about the things that you do like or love about you.
And you deserve to be around people who make you feel good, and you deserve to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you deserve to love your body.
You
whatever your body is.
Love yourself.
And love yourself.
Love yourself. And know that your body is a part of yourself, and
have these discussions with your friends and family. If listening to us helps you do that, I hope it does.
And if you have a family member who maybe doesn't know how to support you,
we'll talk about that another time.
No, but show them this.
Yeah.
Have them have another perspective that's not just yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you to Sam.
Always. So subscribe to our channel, comment, tell everyone.
All that good shit.
Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us.
Just tell us something. We're here to talk. We
have
love
shit
to
to
talk,
say.
if you didn't know.
And
we got shit to say.
And you're going to want to hear more.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Peace out.
Peace. And then the music comes.
I've never done a peace sign before, you guys. It's really good.